even though the 1D Mark III was 40% crop, it would make it 100%. I didn't want to. So I bought the 5 years old.
So with that light you're using, I always like to bring the light behind as well. Like creating like this full light, because you say that in any way you're not going to get that detail difference.
Yeah.
But
getting it into what I'm saying.
like, even if you kept
Shooting it through time. The eyes is natural compensation.
if you then move yourself around, you shot from here to here. What I do like is
Each picture is that's how you put
Are you keeping, is everything else the same?
Yeah, everything else is nice texture, aren't they?
So
nice texture.
you'll probably be where you're
Yeah,
one.
basically. Quite nice.
marble. I do that blend a little bit.
Yeah.
So you're so you've got slight delay, but it should work. That's before, and then that's the after. And then if we come back a couple more, you just see like the avocado and the cherry tomatoes on the side, they're slowly becoming darker, and it's purely the sort of light is not being able to sort of jump up and fall back round. And that's purely by moving it closer and a little bit lower. Now if we go as low as we can go on that, you'll have more light being able to drop around from the top. That's it. Go a little bit lower with it. There you go. Excellent. Let's see how this goes in. So you can see now that's almost covered the whole of it. There's an edge of the bread on the far side which is just not quite getting it. So what we want to do now is to bring in the second light. Just have a quick look at. Can we just slide it back into the centre for me? A little bit more. Just going. There you go. Excellent. Let's have a look at that one. That's quite nice. We're getting there. I would maybe bring the tomatoes front side rather than back side. That's it. Yeah, the way you were going, that's it. Oh no, there's not enough.
More like that.
That's better. And that way we can see just a bit more of the green coming through as well. Let's just try another with that. Excellent. So then that way you've got now, your eyes are still like drawn straight to the middle. You've got the mix of colours coming in and the beautiful reds. The background, if we're in a perfect scenario, I'll move everything across just so we don't have that black corner coming in. If we're, can we try that? Just Sam, do you mind giving a hand? If we can, we might as well. We've gone halfway. If we bring light is coming in. Natalie, what's the number on the top of the
2?
2? So they're both on 2. So they're the same power, but because of the distance, the power will be slightly reduced. So we'll just have another shot in the dark, and we'll see. Just make sure. Did that one fire? The big one?
Yeah, that's
Yeah, that's good. So I think we've slightly gone too flat with this. So I like to sort of still see a little bit of shadow. I was talking to someone earlier about how bringing in fill light can kill it and it makes it look 2D. So the ways we can do that is by walking the light further away, so it's not having as much of an impact. So if you bring it towards me, keep coming quite far, that's it, and you've just gone off target, so just spin it around that way. And we'll just have a little look at that one here. That's probably what, 1.5 difference in distance. That's getting there. So you're still seeing the underside of the bread is still having detail in it, but it's not as exposed as the previous one. I'll show you the before one on that. That's the overexposed one at the front, I would say. So I just quite like the slight bit of separation, and that just gives that 3D element. And you can then see just how beautiful the sort of out of focus background is. And for me, that is like a real sweet shot that I go for. And I like to be able to come down as low as I can. If I can lay on the camera on the table, so it's on the same like line of plane, that's really nice. What I would then start to do now is see, with Natalie's help, is to see if we can start adding in just some, maybe of the cherry tomatoes or a few more props just to bring out the colour a little bit. It's good to see where...
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. We should now have a cleaner background, less distraction, and a somewhat nicely lit product. So we're getting there. Now, the thing that I can see, which is quite annoying, is the line on the table, the bottom left corner, where the actual centre of the table is. So I prefer to go for like a cleaner, pure white table or a pure coloured table. Any questions so far? What have we got? Top right corner. Yeah, see, that is the circle on the background, on outside. Which let's see what Tom's doing here. Let's see if this works. So we're trying to ignore that. I mean, that in Photoshop is a real quick fix as well. You can also crop in a little bit to try and sort of reduce that edging. Like, one of my biggest things is when you look back through my portfolio, there's like the outer edges of pictures, there's always someone just poking their head in, or there's some bit of like a light stand popping in, but they're usually quick fixes we can get away with. So let's just see if that works, what's going on there. There's another trick we can use if not. Hold on 1 second. So that's just a white, what have you got, Tom? That's a bit of a white reflector. Let's see. No, it's even worse. So what? Nothing ventured, nothing gained. But let's try if we open our shutter speed up now. Just so in theory we're letting a lot more of that natural light flooding in. I want to see. I'm going to put this on a timer because it's going to be quite shaky. 1 second.
So there's more light travel through it.
Yeah, there's basically more light coming in and hitting the sensor, but we've still got the same amount of flash coming out onto the product. It's saying it's naturally 2 stops overexposed at the bottom where it says +2. So we'll see if that has helped or hindered. Okay, so a bit too much, but you can, just by a couple of like settings on the exposure, you see how we've washed out the background and almost created a clean white background. But yeah, that black thing is annoying now, you mentioned.
Could you not just bring it down a bit or...
What, the camera?
Yes, it's all crop it or something.
Yeah, see, I would...
Or just make that bigger so that...
fills the frame a bit. Or we could try just walking the camera a bit closer. So slight rotations around the circle. Will be very pro and con. So then let's say you find so you get like a decent yeah, but then let's say you might need to just turn the lighting switch on that and just turn it it's good to have one of those. Those will take later seasons. Yeah, they're really